Recorded live on location at the Generation X Comics and Games Studio, it's Trade Paper Hacks, episode 41, with your hosts, Mark and Alex.
Thank you, Announcer Boy.
Yeah, Announcer Boy's a little confused.
Well, what do you mean? Like more than normal?
More than normal, because we are recording this on Labor Day.
That we
are. Know. And he kept telling me that Labor Day has something to do with his birthday.
What?
Yeah.
Is it because his mom? Is it because his mom went into labor that day?
It was something about cake.
What?
Yeah.
Cake.
Anyway, do your intro.
Yes. As Announcer Boy so kindly told you, you're listening to and watching now. Trade Paper Hacks. My name is Alex Lee. I am joined by my co-patriot in comic books, Mark Thompson.
Hello.
And we are coming to you live from Generation X Comics and Game Studios.
I just remembered we have a new intro for Mark.
We have a new intro for Mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my name is Alex Lee, and I'm joined by my co-patriot in comic books, Mark the Knowledge Thompson.
Woo!
The Knowledge?
You have been dubbed the Knowledge, sir. Yeah, I was thinking, I sent Alex a text a little while ago, and because as I'm doing all the editing, I'm thinking, there's probably not a lot of situations where we would have a question that we would not go to you for the quickest possible answer. That's on everything. That's on sci-fi. That's on comics.
Where do babies come from?
How do
What's this
grasshoppers
rash?
jump so high?
Yeah,
all those things. So no, it just fits, dude.
The Knowledge. Cool. It's better than the Professor.
It's it's not as good.
Woo, buddy! The guy across the table who is tweaking all the knobs and dropping F-bombs.
Yep.
Jason Dyer himself, Tech Booth.
What F-bomb did
Say
you
hi,
drop?
Tech Booth.
I dropped a big ol' F-bomb.
Just now.
I promise you I did.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
You- and
I
you-
was too busy being the knowledge to hear what you said.
That's right. It's a constant state of activity. Look at Alex's face right now. He's like, we're never going to live it down, man. This is the beginning of the end.
It's going to be rough.
I've made a huge mistake.
Hi, Tech Booth.
We got a lot to go over tonight.
So I have to come up with your nickname by next week. Got it. Challenge accepted.
Me?
Yeah.
We can't just
Yeah.
keep calling him Juicebox Lee.
Juicebox is your name. How unoriginal is that? I dubbed you Juicebox on an episode, and like, oh no, you're Juicebox. That's not my name. That's your name. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say, bounce up mistakes are you. That's you. That's your method. No,
All right,
screw you, buddy.
An original one.
Well, I can't wait
man.
to hear that one.
I can't either.
All right, we got a lot to go into
Come
tonight.
up for right before the show next week, by the way.
It'll be like, it'll just like the announcer boy jokes. Alex the Interrupted Lee.
Alex Lee, girl interrupted.
So news, rumor.
Yeah, so there's a rumor out there right now that Man of Steel 2 has officially been put on hold. Now, you may be saying to yourself, I thought Batman vs. Superman was Man of Steel 2, and you would be wrong.
It was that slate was originally Man of Steel 2 until they came up with the idea of putting Batman in the movie.
Exactly.
And then they went, Man of Steel 2.
Well,
Can we, at this point, say until they decided to take on Marvel? Because how many movies are
why
coming
does it
out of
always
this
have
now?
to be DC versus Marvel? Why can't
No, okay,
DC
let me
say,
rephrase
I have
that.
my...
Let me reframe that.
Go ahead. Take it, reshape it, and then give it back to me.
Okay, buddy, here it is.
God.
So, it was called Man of Steel 2, right? But then they, like you said, Batman versus Superman. But what that has really turned out to be has been this big, expansive DC cinematic universe, right? Can we say that now? Because we know that we've got three more Batmans.
Well, actually, because it was originally, they said this will be Man of Steel 2.
Right.
And then they said, you know what? It's going to be Superman and Batman against each other. And then they came up, it'll be Batman versus Superman. And you never heard Man of Steel 2 ever again, said.
Right, and the way everybody had understood in the studio, at least, is that Batman vs. Superman is its own film, and then Man of Steel 2 will be its own film, because Henry Cavill had come out and said Man of Steel 2 is a different entity. This is not Man of Steel 2. There's another Man of Steel 2. He said that in an interview. But since then, here's the whole rumor, is that they had a screening for execs at Warner Brothers of Batman vs. Superman. It got a standing ovation, which I always think standing ovations are total BS. Because once that one gaggle of people does the standing up thing, you can't not stand up. Even if it's the worst performance you've ever seen, you have to stand up.
Right, and there's no proof of this, but other than the executives in this said, "Ooh, yeah, we did that."
But after that, they decided to give Batfleck 3 Batman films.
Mm-hmm.
So timing, money, those things might be actually what pushed Man of Steel 2 off the table. Because last time I heard, the guy whoever directed Mad Max Fury Road was slated to direct Man of Steel 2. And then that guy came out, that's a rumor, I haven't heard that. And then that was the last we ever heard of Man of Steel 2 in the news. And now we see that it's been dropped or
I
put
heard
on
that
permanent
rumor
hiatus.
too. That the guy, that dude, I didn't realize this until today. But that guy's 70 years old.
He's an old guy.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome. It's like watching a master crafter doing his thing.
Just because you're old doesn't mean you're good at your job.
Well, if you're okay, I'll
That's
give you
a true
that.
statement.
It's kind of like that one time Clint Eastwood was talking to a chair. That's the best example I got.
Politics. Anyway,
He's a fantastic director. Don't you dare
He
make
is.
fun of Eastwood. Get off my yard. Lawn.
so does this fill us with more hope for the DC cinematic universe or not?
No. Actually, no, but here's the thing.
Done. Next thing. Just
Next
move
topic,
on.
let's
Alex
keep
has already said no.
Nope. All right, I stand by. No, here's the thing. I guess the bigger question is, are they at a point where they have to rely on Batman films to be successful? Because we were kind of under the impression that we were going to have a whole series of Justice League movies and like individuals and team movies where Batman was just a contributing character to each of those, not owning the whole thing. And now all of a sudden we're so impressed with Batfleck that we're going to give him his own movies and he's going to become a title role again, because for some reason we need that. I don't get it. Like
Because it's been proven that Batman can be as successful at the box office. He's done it several times now.
Yeah.
So they're
across
afraid.
all the spectrums of quality.
Yes,
honestly.
Superman had the first real superhero movie. You can say that. Yeah. He was really the first one. But yeah, it was really popular, made a lot of money, but it's not that great of a film. It has not held up at all. But Tim Burton's Batman holds up pretty well till today. Yeah, it does.
You want to get nuts?
You want to get nuts?
Batman Begins will hold up.
Batman
for a while.
66 movie holds up pretty damn well.
I guess that was the first real superhero movie.
It was, and it does.
It
does
That-
not.
I'm
That movie's
sorry. I'm sorry. The
amazing.
Tim Burton films.
Batman 66?
Yeah.
Cool your jets. Hold your tongue. Know your role.
I like
The
that
Batman.
roll of threes.
Yeah. The Tim Burton films are a direct sequel to Batman 66 in terms of style and direction. If you go back, they're like, oh, it's darker and
I've
grittier.
heard this argument before.
It's
and you're
darker,
kinda
grittier.
wrong.
If you like, they do the whole camera tilt and the fights look horrible and everything's real kind of tacky and on like backlots and it's not on location. It looks like a modern version of Batman 66. It really does. And if you had baps and pows and zips and zoodads or whatever the onomatopoeia
You
see
almost
on the
do
screen.
with Bat Dance.
But I mean,
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
if that happened to Tim Burton, was nobody be surprised. Actually, Batman and Robin and Batman Forever are actually decent films if you go back and you watch them under the
With that
mindset,
context?
under the context of saying this is Batman 66. It's actually enjoyable.
Holy Rusted Metal
Okay.
Batman.
Anyway, back to the conversation we had. Now that we're not getting a Superman 2, because or Man of Steel 2, I apologize. Got to call the movie
Darn
the right
it,
name.
just spinning.
I know.
At least you didn't switch comic universes.
Yeah, I'm still in the right
Yeah.
world here. But if we're not getting a sequel to that, I mean, from the way it appeared, Man of Steel was supposed to be the linchpin kickoff Iron Man of this
Possible
DC
cinematic universe.
universe, which is sad because that's a terrible movie. So
Yeah, it's definitely the Incredible Hulk of the
It's fun
series.
to watch
it
on
will
mute,
be.
though.
What are you talking
why?
about?
How?
Because it looks pretty good. Like, if you watch that, if you catch clips of that movie on,
if you like washed out colors, it's
Oh,
fantastic.
sploosh!
but I mean, it's not super horrible. It's worth watching.
What did that have to do with
Because he's
anything?
watching it with it muted. Only thing I ever watched growing up muted was like Britney Spears music videos.
I know you dance just like her too.
All right. I'm sorry, I got us off topic. Oops, I did it again.
Oh,
There it is.
you're just so
There it
toxic.
is. I'm not playing this game. I'm not getting in on this, guys.
Those are not song titles. Come on.
Yeah, these are sentences.
Isn't that's the Michael Keaton gag from that Will Ferrell movie? It's like,
The other guys.
the other guys. Like,
Yeah, just creep.
all I'm saying is, don't go chasing waterfalls. Like,
I don't want no scrubs.
Anyway,
so
I forgot what we were arguing about.
Man of
okay,
Steel
I think
2
the point
launching the series, or
the
Man of
point
Steel launching
I'd
the
like
series.
to make is that if they've come to the point where they can put Man of Steel 2 on the back burner, maybe that does mean better focus for the films that we will be getting. Maybe because one criticism I think we've all had is they go Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and they start casting all these other characters, and it feels like they're mixing them in last minute. It feels a little spread too thin, like butter over too much bread.
So
But-
here's my kind of talk to that same point, is that it shows lack of direction from the beginning.
Yes.
You should have all this stuff planned out for years and years and years. You can't be adding in movies, right?
They have proven they cannot do that.
Nope.
Right. I mean, you should have, and especially like, oh, that one didn't turn out well enough. Well, if that's your marquee person in your original plan with your director that's going to be fueling these entire things, Zack Snyder, these should have some clear direction from the beginning.
I was just going to say, who would you put on your DC dream team for the creative community? Like the counterpart to what Marvel has to keep all that stuff contiguous. Who would you assemble to be a part over the DCU?
Jeff Johns has to play an active role.
He really needs to.
But if I wanted to be really mean, I'd say Grant Morrison.
Why does that mean?
Because you'd have the most convoluted movies you've ever seen.
Okay.
And you have to watch them all in one day, or else you won't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while reading a physics book.
Yeah, because that's going to be
Astrophysics, theoretical physics.
Yeah, you have to have 2 books open for that.
So.
While reading other comic books that were written 25 years ago.
Exactly.
So Jeff Johns.
You'd have to have Jeff Johns, and then I think Azzarello's a great storyteller.
He is,
But I
but
don't-
visually Snyder works, I think, visually. He just has a hard time telling a story, in my opinion. Unless it's already a laid out story like Watchmen or 300.
Have we ever had like a comic book creator switch into a director role?
No, but we need to.
Frank
Yeah,
Miller.
wouldn't that be kind of
Frank
amazing?
Miller was
yeah.
credited with Sin City.
So he
Okay.
was credited with it
Robert-
because they ripped directly from his
Well, no,
comics.
Robert Rodriguez said these are your stories. Come and sit on the.
Awesome.
Come sit in and have an input in these things. And he wanted to be co-director. Robert Rodriguez wanted Frank Miller to be co-director, and the Guild of Directors, I guess, or
They're like, you can't just
Screen
take
Actors
that
Guild
away.
stuff.
Well, the Guild of Directors said you can't have a co-director on your film. There's reasons behind it, but you
Yeah.
can't do it. So Robert Rodriguez left that guild.
Over that.
Yeah,
Wow.
over that, and now does
Yeah,
stuff
look,
independent of it.
They call him
Yeah.
El Rey for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look how good that did for Dame to Kill for.
Don't even know what that is.
That was the second Sin City movie that nobody went and watched.
Oh, right.
But okay, that's not fair though. I mean, that was just kind of on its own. I don't know. I didn't have an uphill battle. It is kind
Yeah,
of
because it
cash
took
grab.
them, 8 years to make the damn thing?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Frank, we trust? No.
Yeah. Anyway, on this topic, I think lack of focus on Superman, I think, is going to be a problem if they focus more on Batman, since Superman's supposed to be the center point of the DC universe.
I'm also concerned that if we get more Batman films, it's going to lead to that eventual comic book movie bubble bursting. I think that's really going to be. We're oversaturated.
Yeah,
it's
we're-
fantastic
it's-
for us fans.
Are you afraid that it's just going to become Batman Brave and the Bold?
Well, I'm afraid that it's going to become. No, I'm afraid that
Yeah.
people are going to be like another Batman movie. This will be
Like, really?
the 9th Batman movie by the time they're done.
We have 3 more
what
slated
if
to come.
it's just another DC tactic where we're told that there are 3 more Batman movies that Batfleck's going to direct, but he is that ancillary character in these films? Maybe. I mean, it's possible.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
It could happen.
The way it's been phrased
then
now
is
is to be
there a
Batman.
story that you want to see that would actually be worth your time for just Batman?
for just Batman,
Yeah.
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke? Oh, man.
Batman Inc.
Gotham Academy.
Really? Gotham Academy, yeah.
Hey, whoa, time out. You didn't like Batman Inc.?
I liked some of it. I don't think it could be filmed very well.
Oh, hell no. It's impossible to film. That's why I said it.
Killing Joke, I think
Would you
be
make that one
amazing.
movie?
That one movie.
No, I'm saying,
Oh.
would it just be one film?
Batman
Yeah.
Inc.?
Stretch? No, Killing Joke. Let's say they make that.
That's
That should
one.
just be
That's one
film,
movie.
right?
That's one film,
4
yes.
books.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No Batman setup. No Joker setup. You just start telling the story.
And just go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, a little bit of Joker setup because that
It'd
was
be
kind
hard
of
to
the-
deal with the
backbone of
contiguous
it.
cinematic universe, though, if they did that. I would like to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it seems like it'd be hard to fit in with the J.
I mean, it looks like they're going to have to do Under the Red Hood if our
Joker's
Beneath the
gonna
Red
be
Hood.
Jason
Yeah.
Isn't
Todd.
Gotham doing that?
Whoa.
Shut your
Whoa.
mouth. Shut your mouth.
Whoa.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. Calm down.
Shut your mouth.
Just saying.
No more are we ever speaking of Gotham. All right, we're going to wrap this up.
So I think this is going to be a problem. I've already said that if Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad bomb, we won't get the rest of the DC movies.
I'm feeling pretty good about Suicide Squad. I'm going to go ahead and call it that is going to be decent.
It's going to make a ton of money, but it's not going to be a good movie.
Have you gone and seen I've already forgotten the director's name because I'm just horrible about it. But
Yeah,
he directed
David Ayer.
David Ayer. Have you watched Fury yet?
Yes.
It's a great film.
Movie.
It's a great film. He did
He did Prison Break.
I mean, he does good things.
Yeah, that doesn't mean this will be a good thing though.
I think it will be. That's okay. There you go. There's
go.
the bets. Remember this moment. Don't let me backtrack on this. Don't let him backtrack. I always thought it was going to be good.
Anyway, all right. On to segment 3.
All right, we will be right back. We're going to talk. There was a really
What?
a Star Wars topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back.